Before the ticking of any clock, before the first whisper of wind or the faintest shimmer of light, there was only God, eternal, self-existent, perfect in holiness, dwelling in unapproachable light, yet veiled in mystery beyond the grasp of created minds. Time itself had not yet begun. The vastness we now call space was not empty. It did not exist at all. No atoms, no sound, no color, only the infinite presence of the Almighty. His Spirit hovered in a reality that was not yet formed, and His word waited, ready to be spoken. As John would later write, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. All that was to come rested in His will." And then, with a voice that still echoes in the soul of creation, He spoke, not with effort, but with absolute authority. And history began. From the eternal silence came the first command. "Let there be light." Instantly, brilliance flooded the void, scattering the darkness like fleeing shadows. This was no timid sunrise. It was light in its purest form, unmarred by shadow, radiant with the glory of God Himself. It revealed nothing yet, for the earth beneath was still formless and empty, but its presence proclaimed that order had begun. God saw that the light was good, for everything He makes reflects His goodness. Then He separated the light from the darkness. He called the light day, and the darkness night. And there was evening, and there was morning, the first day. In this first act, God set the rhythm of time, the heartbeat of the universe, day and night, work and rest, the passing of moments measured not by clocks, but by His decree. Again the voice of God rang out, "Let there be a vault between the waters to separate water from water." And it was so. The deep waters were divided, and above the earth a great expanse unfolded. A sky stretched out like a canopy. Clouds began to gather in that new heaven, holding the promise of rain that would one day water the land. The air filled the space between earth and heaven, unseen yet essential, carrying the breath that would give life to all creatures. The vastness overhead was a silent declaration of His power. Job would later say, "He spreads out the skies hard as a mirror of cast bronze. And there was evening, and there was morning, the second day. On the third day, the waters beneath the sky obeyed another command. Let the water under the sky be gathered to one place, and let dry ground appear." Mighty seas surged back, revealing rich soil and rocky mountains. God called the dry ground land, and the gathered waters seas. And He saw that it was good. But the Creator was not finished. He clothed the bare land with life. At His word, the soil burst with green. Grasses swayed in the breeze. Flowers unfolded in radiant colors. Trees rose with branches heavy with fruit, each according to its kind, each carrying the seed for the next generation. The earth, once empty, now breathed with beauty. The first fragrance of creation drifted into the air. And there was evening, and there was morning, the third day. The stage of creation was now ready for its lights. God said, "Let there be lights in the vault of the sky to separate the day from the night, and let them serve as signs to mark sacred times and days and years." In an instant, the sun blazed into being, filling the day with warmth and strength. The moon, soft and silver, took its place to rule the night. Then, with the ease of an artist scattering glitter upon the black canvas of space, God flung the stars into the heavens, countless, majestic, each one burning because He willed it so. Galaxies spun in silent praise. The lights were not gods to be worshipped, but servants to His creation, faithful markers of time. And there was evening, and there was morning, the fourth day, and now the canvas of the world stood rich and full. Light and sky, land and sea, plants in bloom, sun and moon in their appointed places, creatures of every kind moving through water and air. Yet the Lord's gaze fell upon the earth with a thought unspoken until this moment. For in His divine counsel it was purposed from the beginning that the pinnacle of creation would be one made in His own image. And God said, "Let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the heavens, over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps on the earth. Then from the dust of the ground he formed man, shaping every detail with his own hands, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul, the first to carry the reflection of his Creator's heart. And God called him Adam. But the work was not yet complete, for it was not good for man to be alone. So from Adam's side, God took a rib and fashioned it into a woman, her form radiant, her eyes reflecting the same life-giving breath. And he brought her to the man, and Adam said, "This is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, for she was taken out of man." And God blessed them, saying, "Be fruitful and multiply, and fill the earth and subdue it." He gave them every green plant for food, every fruit-bearing tree as provision, and dominion over all living things. And he saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good. Not just good as in the days before, but whole, complete, crowned with the presence of humanity to walk in fellowship with him. And there was evening, and there was morning, the sixth day. Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all their host. And on the seventh day God ended his work which he had made, and he rested, not because he was weary, for the Almighty neither slumbers nor grows faint, but because his work was perfect and required no addition. He set the seventh day apart, sanctifying it as holy, a day of completion and divine satisfaction, a pause written into the rhythm of creation itself, that all generations might remember their dependence upon the one who made all things. In the stillness of that first Sabbath, the air hung sweet and untroubled. The rivers glistened in the light of a sun that had risen on a world unstained by sin, and the voices of man and woman mingled with the songs of birds and the rustling of leaves in perfect harmony. Here in Eden, the garden planted by God's own hand, every tree was pleasing to the eye and good for food, and in its midst stood the tree of life and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. And the Lord walked there, his presence the very atmosphere of joy. All creation rested under his blessing, every heartbeat and every breeze a testimony to his goodness. And from this moment onward, the seventh day stood as an everlasting sign that man was made for fellowship with his Creator, and that life finds its meaning not in endless toil, but in the rest that flows from trusting in him. Thus the scroll of creation is written, not as a mere account of what was, but as the foundation of all that is to come. The God who spoke light into darkness is the same who, in the fullness of time, sent the true light into the world. For as John would one day declare, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Through him all things were made, and without him nothing was made that has been made." The image bearers in Eden would soon fall, but the one who formed them from the dust had already purposed redemption. The heavens that declare the glory of God, Psalm 19, and the earth that shows his handiwork are also witnesses to his mercy. From the first sunrise over the unbroken world to the final dawn of the new creation in Revelation, the story is one. God the Creator is also God the Redeemer. And so, as the first week closed with rest, so will the ages end with an eternal Sabbath, when all things are made new, and those redeemed by the blood of the Lamb will walk once again in the light of his presence, forever and ever. Amen.